Hello aspirants, welcome to another session of the daily newspaper analysis. This video is brought to you by the Gurudev Academy. This is something about me. You can follow me on these social media handles. These are the topics that we're going to look at. See, where on Friday's newspaper that comes every Friday, there is one interview given. So please do follow that interview. I don't do the analysis of the interview, but for you all it is very important. Please read the interview. It will be in very plain and simple language. You'll understand it in one reading. Okay. Moving ahead, this is the first article that has come in the front page. China calls for India to work in the same direction to restore ties. This has come in the backdrop of the statement that was given by S. Jaishankar, where he, the External Minister of India, External Affairs Minister of India, sorry, where he mentioned that the relation between China and India has been tough. Okay, what are the issues that have been going on with China and India? Mainly is related to the recent skirmishes that we had in LAC, as well as India's participation in the Quad. This has all put the relation between China and India in a very difficult situation. This was the first time in the recent occasion when the Chinese government has come out and said that they believe in restoring ties with India. See, there is one more important thing that has been mentioned in this article, that is, if India and China work together, then this century can be called as Asian century. Otherwise, this cannot be called as Asian century. This is one of the important things that has come out of this interview. Also, when we look at where presently the issues, the border issues are there with India and China, there are in three important locations along the LAC, that is your hot spring. It is located in the LAC. All the three locations are located in the LAC, as well as the Denchok sector, as well as the Deepsang. Fine. So these are some of the issues. Now that the statement has been made, it has to be seen what progress will be made in the commander level meeting that has been happening along the LAC, as well as there has been news that the Premier of China is going to visit India for the G20 summit that is going to happen in the next year. So it is very interesting time ahead for the India-China relation, and it will be interesting to see, given the global order, given the global tensions that has risen due to the recent Ukraine-Russia war, as well as the Taiwan-China issue. So it is interesting what India is going to do when it comes to China. Okay, we will be keep following, and if there is any news, we'll analyze that as well. Moving ahead. So this is another article that has come in front page, which talks about the give Aadhaar details of the 12 Bangladeshi nationals. See, this is related to the last year when in Bangalore, one of the video of the gang rape got viral in Assam as well as in Bangladesh. So now the NIA, that is the National Investigation Agency, which is investigating this case, has approached the High Court to let the Aadhaar authority, that is your UIDA, okay, to the UIDA to let the UIDA to give information of these 12 Bangladeshi nationals. See, whenever the information is being asked under UIDA, the UIDA is not allowed to give information regarding any person's Aadhaar details until and unless it is approved by whom it is approved by the High Court. Recently, we had the Supreme Court. Okay, it cancelled the Section 32 clause 2, where the Section 33 clause 2 of the Aadhaar Act said that if you want to gather any details regarding Aadhaar details of any person, you can approach the district court here. But this Section 33 clause 2 was struck down by the Supreme Court, and the Section 33 was held valid. According to the Section 33 of UIDIA, it is that only the High Court have the authorization now to allow any agencies to gather Aadhaar information here. The court has directed the NIA, that is the National Investigating Agency, that whatever information is being gathered about these 12 Bangladeshi nationals, it has to be strictly used for investigation purpose and not for any other purpose, is what the news talks about. Okay. Moving ahead, so this is one of the editorial that has come up. This is the editorial that talks about the injustice of exceptionalism. The context is regarding the recent release of the 11 convicts who were on life imprisonment under the Bilkis Banu case. Okay, so what is the thing here? They were released under the remission policy. Okay, we look at what is the remission policy here. This remission policy is under the Prison Act of 1894. So according to the remission policy, a convict can be released from a jail early if in some cases, if his behavior has changed, if he has reformed in the jail, then person can be acquitted from the jail under the remission policy. But if it comes under life imprisonment, it is compulsory that that person has to be in the jail for 15 years. Fine. So this is mentioned under your CRPC Act. Other than the remission policy, the state governments have come with something called as premature release. Okay. So this premature release is practiced. Okay. It is practiced under the article of 161, where the governor is being given the pardoning power. When it comes to article 161, the state government can remit any person of his conviction, but not using the CRPC law. That is, under CRPC, the life imprisonment here has to be 14 years. He has to serve at least 14 years of jail if he is convicted and punished with life imprisonment. But if the state governments use the policy of premature release, they can subvert this clause of CRPC and they can release the prisoner early. What is the next thing that article talks here? It talks about the criminal justice policy. What the editor is trying to say here is that the criminal justice policy should never be based on the offense. That is, certain kind of offense, the prisoner should be released and all. It should not be based on it. A jail is for reformation. A jail is a time where a person is given a chance to reform. So what the editor is talking here is that the prisoner should not be released based on his offense, should be released on his reformative quality here. See, when you look at this Bilkis Banu case here, this remission was given under the 1992 remission policy of Gujarat. Okay, so the remission policy of Gujarat says that it allows remission. Okay, it allows remission for all the categories of offenders. Okay, it allows remission for all the categories of offenders, whereas the 2014 remission policy of Gujarat says that the sexual offenders will not be given any remissions. And when the Supreme Court was looking at this case, the Supreme Court said that the remission will be given under the 1992 policy because the conviction happened during that time. So it is a kind of it is a kind of a double blame here, because the Gujarat policy of remission, which was 2014, it did not allow the sexual offenders to be remitted. But now the same government has allowed for the remission of these 11 convicts who were charged under the life imprisonment. Here is what the author is talking about. Nextly, they talk about the survivors and the challenges. See, it is not only the criminal justice policy that has to be changed. There is other things that has to be changed when it comes to the survivors here, because the survivors face a lot of taboo. They face a lot of difficulty when it comes to filing a complaint. It is not the discrimination here when it comes to survivors. It is not equal. It is very stark, based on one's religion, one's caste again. Not only that, okay, there is a kind of intimidation, there is a kind of pressurization to not file any case, as well as the witness. There is a lack of witness protection program in India. All this makes it it difficult for the survivor to get proper justice. Okay, so these are some of the things that have been highlighted by the editor here. At last, at the end, what the author is talking here is that it is not only that this criminal justice policy has to be changed, has to be reformed, just being enraged by all the issues when it comes to sexual offense, but the author also says that there has to be a reformative steps taken so that the prisoners and the prisoners are given equal treatment, not just the treatment received by these 11 convicts, is what the author is highlighting here. Moving ahead, see, this is another news that had come up. Indian team deliberating on Ocean Diversity Pact. What is the issue here is that the Indian team, okay, the Indian diplomats here are working together with the UN Convention on Laws of Seas. They are trying to bring in a new law that will be a legally binding law which will govern the high seas. Okay, so there are different zones here when it comes to your economic classification of your oceans. So we have this 12 nautical miles. Okay, this is classified as the territorial zone. This will be from the baseline of a territory. Then from the baseline to the 24 nautical miles, we have contiguous zone. From the baseline to the 200-meter nautical zone, we have something called as exclusive economic zone. Rest, what we have are high seas. and these high seas cover the 45% of your Earth's surface here. What is the issue here is that these high seas, they are rich in some of the minerals, okay, gas hydrates, okay, precious metals. Fine. These high seas are rich in some of these materials. So what is the issue here is now that if any private company explores these resources, should they share this royalty with the government? Okay, should they not share? Is the high seas open for everyone for exploration? Is what the issue is what is being discussed under this UN Convention Law of Seas here. Fine. Even India has started exploring this high sea. A few years back, we have launched this Blue Economic Initiative, which will be run by for 5 years. This has the total budget of 4,000 crores here, and it also involves developing something called as submersible vessels, which will be traveling deep down the ocean and exploring different kinds of materials that are available in the Indian Ocean. Fine. So once this pact is signed, okay, we will look at this issue again. Okay, so nextly we move on about this news that has come up with Amethi unit. Okay, Amethi unit, it is going to produce AK-203 rifles. These rifles are going to be produced jointly by India and Russia. Okay, India and Russia, and this Amethi, okay, it is unit, it is being developed under the defense industrial corridor. Okay, so when we look at industrial corridor, they have some special benefits, like when it comes to your tax benefits, when it comes to your amenity benefits, okay, like your water supply, electricity supply, the bills are paid at subsidized rates and all. So similarly in UP, we have different defense industrial corridors that have been set up. There are around 9 defense corridors that have been set up in UP alone, and over pan India, there are so many defense industrial corridors that have been set up. India is trying to indigenize its own defense structure. Okay, whatever the defense weapons that we are importing from other countries here, like these conventional weapons, like your rifles, let it come your guns, okay, armor, suits and all. Okay, so all these things India is trying to develop them indigenously through this defense industrial corridor, and Amethi is such one unit here, and under Amethi we are developing we are manufacturing this AK-203 rifles. Okay, so that's it from today's video. You can follow us on these social media handles. You can follow on YouTube, Telegram, Instagram, as well as on Facebook. Thank you.